our little tour?
Yeah, if you want to tell them a little bit what we have going on today. And
absolutely. Well, we figured we'd get you out here to give you a little bit of taste of kind of what the classic is all about. So we kind of broke it up into 6 or 7 different stations. And if you'd allow me, we'll tell you around each station. We're going to finish with the best for last that we saved, which is over my right-hand shoulder.
I can already tell that's going to be my favorite.
Yeah, that is a piece of Ciborowski glass that we purchased. No, it's pulled sugar, but we'll get to that at the end. Let's start off where all that good smells are coming from. Chef Sib's Smokeshop. That is our very own executive chef, Robert Ciborowski. And Robert became passionate about smoking meats probably about 4 or 5 years ago and has really turned into a master. We kind of use this as a pop-up restaurant around property. Pop-up meaning we'll run it from Memorial Day to Labor Day in the summertime out by the pool every Saturday. And I'm going to turn you over to our executive chef, Robert Ciborowski, who can go over all the fun stuff. Now, we brand everything Sib's Smokeshop. Rob makes all his own sauces, all his own rubs, everything else. This is one of our mobile smokers we have. Robert also has 3 or 4 big smokers out back. That is his bacon, and he's making bacon. But at this point in time, we're going to ask this gentleman to turn around and please address these fine people, Robert.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
As Tony said, he's being modest. So he got a smoker, like one of those ones you use with propane, I don't know, 5 years ago for Christmas or something. Okay. And he starts telling me these stories about how he makes the best pulled pork and his ribs are to die for. And being the competitive, non-competitive person I am, I'm like, what does this guy know about smoking? Well, I didn't know anything. I knew absolutely nothing. Fast forward to where we are today. We do a lot of authentic barbecue from certain areas within the country. Our ribs are done basically like you would find in Memphis, so we do a dry rub, and then I also do a wet rib. We do a pit brisket from Oklahoma, so it's a dry rub. Typically they use just salt and pepper, but I've made my own rub for it. We do a Carolina-style pulled pork from Western North Carolina. Just to give you an idea, in North Carolina alone, there's 21 different smoking regions. So I've taken this idea of vinegar-based sauce from North Carolina, specifically the Raleigh-Cary area, and we make our own Western Carolina vinegar sauce. So it's kind of unique. You know, as Tony said, I really knew nothing about it, absolutely nothing. So I got a book, I got a smoker, and now we have literally 5 smokers on property. We brand all of our own sauces, and I will put our barbecue up against some of the best in not just this country, but around the globe. You know, I was just in London. I just got back Sunday night, and there's this famous barbecue restaurant, believe it or not, in London. It's called Pit Q. Well, I had to go there because I have the book. My boss tells me about it, and again, me not being competitive, I'm like, what do they know about smoking in England? So it's actually quite good, and I would put them up against some of the best barbecue people in our country. Anyway, so what we're doing today is I'm doing a bacon, and I'm also doing a pork collar. Totally different. They look very similar, but they're completely different cuts of meat. We make our own bacon. Obviously with bacon, the first thing that's done is always the curing part. So we cure it in sugar salt, pink salt, black pepper, fresh thyme, fresh bay leaf or laurel, and we cure it for basically 4 days. You take it out every day, you rinse it, you repack it, you take it out, rinse it every day, and then you let it, after the 4th day, you take it out, you rinse it, and you put it in the refrigerator uncovered, and you allow what happens, it's called a pellicle, and a pellicle forms, it's a skin. We then smoke it at 185 degrees for 17 hours. After that, I take it and I put it in what's called sous vide or a cryovac bag. I cook it at a very low temperature in a water bath for another 7 days. So what you get is this, it tastes like bacon, but it has the consistency of a braised pork belly, and it's smoked, so it's quite good. I'm serving it with cornbread puree. Why I serve cornbread puree? Because I love cornbread, and I thought to do it a little bit different than putting a piece of cornbread on the plate. So we make cornbread. We get cornmeal from Anson Mills out of South Carolina. I make the cornbread, I cook it down, and I puree it like baby food. I have heirloom tomatoes. I have a smoked tomato and bacon ragu, and then I garnish it with a little bit of butter and vinegar braised pearl onions. The next dish that Chef Angel's working on the black plates at the end, is the Magaliste pork collar. Magaliste is a type of pig. It's called the woolly pig. It looks like a sheep, but it's a pig. Huge, huge animals. They're prized for their, it's going to sound awful, they're fat, but that's what you want in barbecue. You don't want to use too lean of cuts, because what happens is you're cooking it for so long, that you're cooking out a lot of that moisture. So what we do is we get the neck in, or the collar of the pig. I rub it, I smoke it, I sous vide it, and then I smoke it again, and then we lightly sear it. I'm serving it with sweet potato puree. Sweet potatoes in the fall are a natural, obviously a natural pairing. The other thing is our food and wine event this year falls on Halloween, so I thought, why not do a black and orange dish? So that's kind of the inspiration for it. We're serving it with one of my barbecue sauces. It's actually a mix. It's a Western Carolina, but what I do is I take the Western Carolina and I smoke it. So the most common profile for barbecue sauce, like you would find in the supermarket, it's going to be a Nashville. So it's going to be smoky and sweet, and it's very common. So the vinegar sauce that I'm doing is very similar to that, but it carries mustard and vinegar like you would have in North Carolina, but it's also very generic in the sense that it has the smokiness and the tomato back like you would have out of Tennessee. And then I'm garnishing it with a chestnut chip. What is a chestnut chip? It's not a piece of chestnut. It's chestnuts that I get in fresh. We peel them, which is an arduous process. And then we cook them, we puree them, and we put them on acetate sheets, which are real thin plastic sheets, and I dehydrate it. I add a little bit of maltodextrin to it to create the texture. It's by volume. It's 0.003% to 100 grams of puree, and you can do anything you want. It could be strawberries, raspberries, oranges. Makes no difference. But it tastes like chestnut, and it's paper thin like it should be. Any questions?
Last year was Think Pink. This year, so it was all blush wines and some really cool little food offerings. This year, it's going to be our beer garden. And the mastermind behind the beer garden is standing right off to the left of me, Mr. Luciano Sperduto. He's the assistant food and beverage director for the complex. And I will tell you what, we get so passionate on our beer. We actually brewed our own beer this year. The Swan and Dolphin, we're calling it the Fin and the Feather. Pretty cool, huh? And the Fin and the Feather's flavor is going to be
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet potato and marshmallow. And Chef actually came up with the sweet potato and marshmallow. So the name of that's going to be Sweet and Mellow by the Fin and the Feather. Everything you see in this area is literally homemade. Those tables, we bought those tables. We actually put them together ourselves. We all took a bunch of hammers, hammered the heck out of it. Stickers are on the tables. Some nice sayings about each other on the table that no one will ever get. And then we shellacquered over them. What you see on the table is a growler. With flowers in it, so everything has a relevancy to beer again. So I'm going to let Luciano take over and fill you in on some of the beer highlights for the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So
Luch.
we're going to be. Come on over. We're gonna have the come
Hashtag
right over.
Swan Dolphin Classic, guys, just in case you guys are tweeting or doing anything on social media right now.
Can you say that again?
Hashtag Swan Dolphin Classic. Yeah.
So, like Tony was saying, we're actually going to be tapping our Swan and Dolphin beer at the beer garden during the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic. So we'll have that on tap, as well as at the beer garden we'll have all kinds of Oktoberfest. We love supporting the local breweries, obviously. So much like the farm to table with food and with culinary, it's a lot of the same movement with beer. So we like to see a lot of that. We support a lot of the local breweries. So Cigar City is one of the big breweries that we represent here as well at the Food and Wine Classic. Funky Buddha we'll have on tap. So you come on into the beer garden, and we also have homemade bratwurst. We'll have pretzels. We'll have all house-made mustards as well that we'll be serving. So it's sort of like bringing in the whole feel, coming in under the string lighting, and it'll be a really good feel to it. We're tied all in also on the causeway, so we'll also have 3 additional beer booths on the causeway as well, which will represent some Oktoberfest beer as well as some of the local stuff that we have here too. So. You guys can come back, have a beer. You can try something right now if you like. I can pour something for you. We also have some house-made beer snack or bar snacks for you.
Snacks
So
what money can buy.
we do chorizo crackers, Marcona almonds, and then some kimchi crackers. So
really
some
good
really
stuff,
good
guys.
stuff.
Those are chimp-
Yeah.
those are kimchi.
Yeah. Chef takes it.
And then this one is called Sweet and Mellow after sweet potato and marshmallow.
Sweet and mellow.
The highlight is they take their IPA and then they age it on white oak barrels. So it's really good. Actually gives it tones down a lot of that that like super hop flavor that you used to in an IPA, and it gives a little bit of sweetness. So
Oh, good.
a lot of crazy flavors. So this is Hop Gun, all right, which is a blended IPA, but they also do They do pink lemonade. They do sweet potato casserole. They do something called no crust, which is a PB&J beer as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff. So those flavors are just like, oh yeah, they're huge. So this is the white oak I was telling you about.
Enjoying in the Causeway. The one I like to showcase, obviously, here at the Food and Beverage Classic, we're always about doing things simple, but having a little fun with it. This is a regular shrimp cocktail deconstructed in this too. A really, really fun way to eat it, obviously, and we're all about that, is you just seal the end of the tube and just enjoy a shrimp cocktail. So really fun, really different. The cool thing about the Classic is we repeat very little of the food items on Friday and Saturday night. So there are new items to try from Friday to Saturday. This is being offered on Saturday night, but pretty neat. Dan, do you want to cover any of the other food items that we have out here? Scallops?
Right here we have a seared diver scallop with edamame relish, edamame puree, and ponzu gelée. We sear it with some salt and some pepper. Served with edamame relish, which is the whole soybean, with tomato, onion, a little bit of vinegar, yuzu, which is a Japanese lime, or Japanese lemon, served with a fluid gel of yuzu, which is a citrus soy sauce. Next we have barbacoa of beef tacos. We braise beef here on property, served with corn tortillas that we will be heating a la minute as we serve throughout the day with a variety of toppings, lettuce, house-made pico, shaved radish, queso blanco. Next we have a black pepper campanelle pasta. We actually will have made this on property through an extruding machine. So it is a semolina flour-based pasta that's been flavored with toasted black pepper. It's served with parsnips, which are they look like a white carrot, a little bit sweet, a little bit earthy, a winter vegetable. Some pancetta, which is a rolled and cured but not smoked bacon product, served with a Parmesan cream brodo and a black truffle vinaigrette. Next, last but not least, we have a falafel, which is a chickpea fritter. So it's ground chickpeas, a number of spices. It's been tossed with a little bit of panko breadcrumb, deep fried, served with lettuce, tomato, and a house-made tzatziki sauce.
Near and dear to everybody's heart is shrimp cocktail, right? So here at the hotel we have Shula Steakhouse and we serve a ton of shrimp cocktail. So Tony challenged us to come up with an innovative way to present shrimp cocktail, because a lot of times you'll see the martini glass with the shrimp hanging off the side with the shredded lettuce. How boring is that? So what we did is, and I know nothing about this, you gotta have to listen to the man over here. He said get these glass tubes that are called steamrollers, and I never knew what a steamroller was. I thought it was a thing that went down the street really slow when you have new asphalt. And he's like, no, it's this glass tube that you put your hand on the end and you suck out of. So what we have in here is cucumber, English cucumber that I leave the skin on. Bloody Mary cocktail sauce, we make it in-house. Pine Island shrimp, diced heirloom tomatoes, and the most important thing, like you would have in that martini glass, is shredded lettuce. But what makes this thing unique is we put, instead of having another sauce, I make a foam. So I take mayonnaise and lemon juice and horseradish, and I put it in a canister. This is just like a canister you would get for your whipped cream at Starbucks. It's called an Issy canister. And what happens is you charge it with nitrous twice, and it foams up. So when you have it in your mouth, it's really light like whipped cream, but it's even lighter because you're using mayonnaise. I will have Tony demonstrate it so you can see it.
It's really simple, brings you back to your college days, creates suction with the back of your hand. Shrimp cocktail in a glass, too. Really cool. Tastes great, too. That's it.
That's going here. I'm going to create suction, let go. We're going to see what's going to happen.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Good job.
Class.
Talk about all three of the food educational piece classes.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you. So we do this year an add-on. Last year we did a pasta class, which was well received. So we of course keep it up, but we tweak it a little bit this year. We're gonna include how to make raviolis, how to make gnocchis, any stuffed pasta. But this year too, we added two classes. One is gonna be the art of sushi making, and and it's something that it becomes more and more popular. A lot of people enjoy sushi, and since it's something more popular, and we have the art of creating good sushi, we want to pass it on and teach people how to make how to make a sushi rice, which is very important when it comes down to making sushi. Because if your rice is not right, guess what? Your sushi won't come right. Second, of course, is the way you cut your fish and the freshness of your fish. So all those processes will be taught throughout this class. It's very interesting. And the next one is cheeses. Cheese and pork. And the thing about cheese is, a lot of people are afraid about cheese. They always think cheese, it's making fat, too much cholesterol. Yes, yes, yes. But the good thing about cheese is actually healthy for you as long as you eat it moderately. Okay, it's got a great bacteria in it. It's made out of enzyme and bacteria, which is actually very good for you. So we're gonna teach you how to make cheese, basically from mozzarella cheese to any other cheese from the basic. Every cheese starts the same way. Every cheese. The curds got to be separated from the milk. The whey is the water left after the curds been added. And after the only thing changes is the process of aging, adding certain things to it. So we're going to explain to you how those processes get done and how we're going to pair it with port. You know, everybody associates all the time cheese and wine, but port is actually very good. So that would be one of the additional class that we're doing this year. It's very interesting, and hopefully people will live with a little bit more understanding that cheese is actually good for you, and it's good cheese is good.
Are all taught by our level 1 SOMs here on property. We're extremely passionate about what we do, so why not talk about something that we're passionate about? So all of our teachers are passionate about one particular thing. I myself teach Italian wine. It's better to wine in Italian, and being from Naples, Italy, it kind of comes easy for me. And we've made it easy for all of our teachers to kind of break down the classes and how wine is made, also how champagne is made and stuff like that. So we actually have here our champagne class that's taught by Olivier Zambal. He actually breaks it down for you, the 3 different grape varietals that are used, and then he lets you try it and actually lets you try different types of champagne, dry and all the way to sweet. This is our modern mixology class. They kind of play with flavors as well as temperatures. We make a smoking sangria in this class. It's taught by Lindsay Skillman. Over here we have our tequila class, which actually our assistant food and beverage director teaches, Luciano Sperduto. He will break down tequilas, different types of tequilas, a little sangrita, which is the chaser for tequila, and then we will actually create a cocktail here that we serve at the Italian Delicious Blue Zoo. It's called our burnt orange, and what we're going to do is we're just going to take an orange, actually burn it, muddle it, and then we're going to create a drink around it, and then finish it off, and you'll actually learn how to do that. Our food and beverage director teaches our wine blending class, where you actually get to use this pipette here and actually create your own type of blend of wine using the 5 grape varietals that come from Bordeaux. One of our kitting managers, Tatiana Castro, she's from Brazil, so she will actually compare side by side cachaça, which is a Brazilian rum, next to Bacardi, next to a different next to vodka as well, and then teach you how to make a caipirinha, and well as a flavored caipirinha as well after that. Most caipirinhas are made with just fine sugar, lime, and cachaça. It's very easy to make, but it's absolutely delicious, especially if you like sweet things. And then finally we have our Brian Exner, who actually teaches our beer police class with DJ Barnson, and they kind of break down how beer is made and actually let you try different flavors, how they flavor beer, and how to make it interesting. So this is kind of what we're all about. We love teaching, and we're passionate about what we do. So I hope to see you there.
Thank you. Absolutely. So she's going to insert vanilla ice cream and banana caramelized compote in that bun. It's a sweet bun. It's like a brioche, and we're going to put it in the press, and it's going to be served slightly warm. And the beauty about it is that the ice cream is not totally melting, so you have a contrast of temperature and texture. So that's so it takes about 30 seconds. And what else we can say about that?
Warm and good.
It's gonna be delicious. That's what I think.
Oh, I can smell it.
Yes.
Smell it.
So the bananas are just caramelized, you know, I mean, caramel sauce, vanilla, fresh vanilla beans from Mexico, the pure vanilla, and a little bit of rum, and we infuse the vanilla as well with the rum. So here it is, it's ready. It's going to come out of the panini press. She's going to cut it in half, and you can see that it is so yummy inside. There you go. Dessert. It's 3 desserts per day. Friday, or these 3 desserts, the next day is going to be same concept but different flavors. So here we have a chocolate caramel dome. It's milk chocolate and a caramel cream in the center. Here we have a yogurt panna cotta with a raspberry compote on top. There's a little raspberry marshmallow and raspberry filled. And here is the traditional cream puff, which we call the French choux, and it's filled with orange peel and Grand Marnier cream. So 4 different desserts.
And I understand that is sugar?
This is sugar. Yeah, it's a sugar showpiece I made. And
Oh, you made that?
yes. So yeah, I did. I always do something that looks like that. You know, it's a little bit modern, or you know, it's. It doesn't look like something that like you can see everywhere else. It's just it just come out of my brain. That's it.
Oh, that's amazing. How long did it take you to make that?
It took, for this one, it took me about 30 hours to do it. That's about what it takes.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Pop, pay one price. So you'll walk up, you'll buy a ticket, $95. You'll get a bracelet. And you're allowed all over the causeway to all those food and wine booths that are getting set up. You'll get the live entertainment, you'll get all that for the pay one price. If you want the beer garden, it's a $20 extra. So for $115, you get everything there is to offer here, pay one price, pop. Or it can go a la carte. We sell ticket books, 25 tickets, they're $2 a ticket, so the ticket book is $50. And now you go a la carte. So if you stop by one wine booth, it might be 2 tickets, it might be 1 ticket. Shula's Steakhouse, I think, is 3 tickets. The Smokeshop is probably 2 tickets.
But you have the option.
But you have the
don't
option.
want to
So maybe you just want to have correct. Maybe you just want to have a couple glasses of wine and 1 thing of food. You ate already. Or you want to just enjoy the music, but you want to drink a little bit. Correct. So you know that's kind of the a la carte option. That's how it works. So it can be like a festival, a pop, pay one price, or a la carte, however you choose to. You're very welcome.